Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in I-Taukei.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, Nambo accident victim laid to rest. Some students under TELS leave the country in debt. And eviction a last resort for some families.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The actions of Tomasi Nakarawan-Bulitavu, the minivan driver that requested paramedics to assist his passengers first and rush them to the hospital before attending to him, has been hailed as heroic by his father. Pastor Nemani Bulitavu, while preaching during Tomasi's funeral service, told family, relatives and friends what his son did that morning made him proud. Family, relatives, friends and Tomasi's colleagues gathered at the Apostolic Life Ministry Church along the Denara Road as they said their final goodbyes. Felipe Naikaso with the story.
Celebrating his son's life, this was the main message Pastor Nemani Bulitavu conveyed to all those that gathered to say their final goodbyes to Tomasi.
When the paramedics came to assist him, my son told them to please take his passengers first to the hospital and then to get him after. That clearly painted his compassionate character.
Pastor Bulitavu says that what his son did during his final moments in Nambo that morning is a proud memory he will never forget.
To a man who's made an impact, not only an impact in the service that he carried out, but also the impact on some of us as workers, etc.
Many gave the eulogy and spoke highly of Tomasi and how he had a big heart.
His character speaks volume. He has made us proud, and hearing all what has been said today, it's a true testament of how Tomasi lived his life.
The 27-year-old is survived by his wife and 3 children. He was laid to rest in Malolo, Nandi. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Students of Ratanavula College today concluded their 3-day counselling session following the horrific road accident in Nambo, which claimed the lives of 7 people, of which 2 were students and 2 were former scholars. The school held a church service and released balloons and burned paper that had messages on them to signify that they were ready to start a new journey following the tragic accident. Felipe Naikaso has more.
The school was hit hard with the news that 2 of its students and 2 former scholars were amongst the fatalities in the Nambo accident. The traumatic incident prompted the Ministry of Education to send counselors to speak with students and teachers.
So we did an exercise yesterday. The students and teachers were counseled. There were some target groups that had to be counseled because they were actually in the scene, some very close friends in the same form. So the assessment indicated that they were really traumatized.
Some of the indicators that were picked up by the counselors were that students blamed themselves for what had happened, some blamed others, while some were also filled with anger and hate.
By the afternoon, we had seen a difference in the mood of the school in general. They were able to smile again, and they were light-hearted laughter and bantering with each other, and then we see that healing had begun to take place.
We have met the objective of the event. Students are on their ticket. We are prepared to start afresh.
The 2 students that were attending Ratanavula College were Marika Ravui and Sosavati Saukuru. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
A prominent Suva lawyer alleged to have been in possession of methamphetamine appeared in the Suva Magistrates Court this afternoon. Shazran Abdul Latif is charged with 1 count of in possession of illicit drugs. Pranita Prakash with the details.
Shazran Latif was arrested on Tuesday night following a drug raid at a prominent hotel in Suva. The raid was carried out by police officers after a tip-off from the public. Latif was produced in the magistrate's court this afternoon. It's alleged Latif was in possession of methamphetamine. The prosecution did not object to his bail, however asked for strict bail conditions. Latif was released on personal bail bond of $5,000 with sureties in the same sum. He has been ordered not to interfere with the witnesses and not to re-offend. A travel ban has been imposed on him and he has been ordered to surrender his travelling documents. The matter has been adjourned to 12th September for plea. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Evicting families from the Mid-Road Namboa housing will be the last resort for those who are alleged to have been involved in the attack of 4 police officers last Friday. The Public Rental Board has confirmed some of the suspects are their tenants. However, decisions made for them will be considered once the case is completed. Savara Tambor reports.
A total of 248 tenants live in these Namboa flats outside Suva. Some youths from here are alleged to have been amongst the 8 people who appeared in court this week, facing a number of charges after an assault on police officers. According to the PRB, they are concerned about the matter and examining the tenancy agreement. Under the agreement, those who breach the conditions will be evicted. However, that is the last resort. Other options include relocation of tenants to other places or sending them back to the village. Meanwhile, the PRB is looking at constructing a police post, which is welcomed by residents in these areas.
The police post should be built here and train well policemen.
The PRB has conducted a series of meetings recently and had also established a committee for this housing. Savera Tamboa, FBC News.
Some students who earned their qualifications under the Tertiary Scholarship and Loan Scheme seem to have left the country and their student debt behind. Economy Minister I-Taukei says this is unfair to taxpayers. Kelly Vadala reports.
During a budget roadshow at FNU in I-Taukei today, questions such as why do people need to pay government back after completing their studies was highlighted.
Conditions like how many years that I need to work for the government or I have to pay back.
If you travel overseas and you owe money to government, we need a surety. How do we know you're not going to go overseas and not come back again? We've had people who've done that, and it is wrong for people to get educated, get funded by the taxpayers of Fiji, and they simply sneak away in the middle of the night.
Said Kayum says students under TELS don't necessarily have to work for government to pay them back.
When you finish your studies, you don't have to work for government. You can work for anybody you like. You say you don't work for government. You just work in Fiji for Fiji.
Students also questioned the minister if there were jobs guaranteed for them.
Is it possible for us, are there high chances for us to get a job?
It's a silly question. Because not everybody that goes to university will immediately get a job. But the chances of getting employment as a teacher in the civil service is a lot higher than it ever was.
Discussions also included issues of e-ticketing, backup systems for power outage in FNU hostels, roads, and the need for specialized training in specific fields, which were clarified for them. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Still to come, PAFCO workers seek compensation. And cold weather to continue. Details after the break.
Bula, nevang gomal kay leloma, ngongai nakas untuk makarong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa, ya untuk talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Gua Dr. Meli, ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Nevang go fani na tao na go singa toka, kita untuk talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
Bula FM, nambang dua na sere.
The Pacific Fishing Company Limited in Levuka has stated it's not aware of workers who are injured at workplace who have not been compensated. This comes after workers raised concerns to FBC News and questions were directed to the PAFCO board to answer the claims made by workers. Ali Kimbia with the story.
About 11 workers who are currently employed by the company told FBC News that they have never been compensated with injuries sustained while working. However, the company is not aware of the issue.
I am not aware of the details
But if workers are injured during work, then there is a process to follow.
The workers refused a camera interview as they are worried about their jobs. Labour Minister Tony Usumate says they haven't received any complaints from the workers as yet, and compensation cases should be reported to the ministry.
If workers have been injured, it needs to be investigated, needs to go through the proper processes. So if there are workers who believe that they have compensation cases, they just need to get in touch with us. We can find out if that case is being handled by my ministry. If not, we will then look into it.
Usumate says he will look into the issue as workers have every right to get social justice. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Keep your warm clothes on. The cold and windy weather across the country is expected to continue over the coming weeks. Acting Director for Meteorology Services, Viliame Verevalu, explains that June through to August is normally Fiji's cooler months. However, with a high-pressure system located to the south, dry winds have meant temperatures dropping to a single digit. Maggie Boyle with more chilling details.
Ndarevatu was the coldest so far, a crisp 9.3 degrees Celsius earlier this week, and it's very possible we'll see single-digit temperatures again this month.
Our part of the world is furthest away from the sun during this period, that is from June to August. As such, the least amount of sun radiation is received during this period. So that is why we are experiencing these cool nights during this month from June to August.
With the chill factor keeping our temps lower than we're normally used to, it's any wonder what some are doing to keep warm on these frosty nights.
Warm clothes plus socks on our feet, but before that rubbing it with oil and Vicks to keep the warmth in, I guess. Yeah, I drink a lot of coffee, yeah, and put a lot of jumpers on.
Using lots and lots of human blanket.
Not to fret, our tropical winter is expected to end soon. Meanwhile, the coldest temperature in Fiji was recorded 32 years ago on this day in 1986. It was documented in Nandrau in the Bar Highlands, a frigid 6.5 degrees Celsius. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Diabetes Fiji today received over 20 Samsung tablet computers worth more than $9,000 from the Latter-day Saints Church for the purpose of creating more awareness of diabetes. The tablets will be utilized to pass out information to children with type 1 diabetes with the help of an application from International Diabetes Federation. Educational apps will also be downloaded onto the tablets to ensure the children understand the effects of this growing killer disease.
So there is these apps that will be downloaded from the International Diabetes Federation, and that apps will be used for education of our target audience, which is the children, the parents, the caregivers, and also the teachers.
Australian Minister for Foreign Affairs Julie Bishop launched the third phase of the Australian Pacific Technical College in Samoa this morning. Bishop says this will help boost the Pacific's economy in terms of producing more skilled and qualified people that is important to the economic prosperity of Pacific Island countries. The launch was streamed live at the Pacific Fusion restaurant at USP Lauvala and was attended by APTC partners, industry partners, as well as potential employers. The event was also attended by the Australian High Commission and the diplomatic community. In sports later with Jamie, St. Joseph Secondary School gears up for Secondary School Basketball Championship, but up next is Rachel with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break. Courts Fiji Limited and FBC extends OB contract. And in Growing Fiji, new building for Sridhar Maharaj College. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In business tonight, Courts Fiji Limited has extended their exclusive outdoor broadcast contract with Fiji Broadcasting Corporation for 2 more years. While signing the contract, Courts Fiji Director Marketing Anil Siniwiratne says choosing to renew the partnership was an easy decision. Siniwiratne says the broadcaster has an extensive coverage and listenership, reaching a wider community.
2 years of experience, and we are very happy, and it also symbolizes a private-public partnership, I guess, by renewing this agreement. And secondly, it's so timely that it's the celebrations of the 64th FBC birthday that we are signing this agreement today.
And we now join Sinifa from HFC Bank with the latest from the trading world.
Looking at what's topping the headlines today, New Zealand's central bank unexpectedly committed to keeping interest rates at record lows until 2020 due to disappointing economic activity. This is a dovish turn that caught markets off guard and sent the Kiwi skidding. The Aussie market remains off despite better than expected China inflation numbers, possibly due to escalating US-China trade tensions. The US and China have imposed a new wave of tariffs in the last 24 hours. The tit-for-tat measures mean levies on $50 billion worth of goods moving each way between the two countries. Later tonight will come release of the US jobless claims, followed by New Zealand's Performance Manufacturing Index for July. That's it from us, Vinaka.
Thanks, Anifa. Taking a look at the currency exchange rate set this morning for the Fijian dollar. Our dollar was on the rise almost across the board, making gains against our major trading partner and showing a minor drop against the Japanese yen. As for the commodities market, the price of oil dropped more than $2 to close at just under $69 a barrel. Gold was up more than $5 to close at $1,214 an ounce, and silver closed up as well at $15.44 an ounce. And in Fiji tonight, a new double-storey building will be constructed at the Sridhar Maharaj College in Wanimbakasi, Nassori. It will be a boom to accommodate students currently forced to use the shed during split classes. The building is set to be completed by next year. Education Minister A.R. Said Kiyum, while officiating at the groundbreaking ceremony, thanked various faith-based organizations and local communities for their contribution to the education sector.
Throughout Fiji, there are so many schools that have been started by faith-based organizations, or school communities, or local communities, various organizations that have been non-government organizations. If these faith-based organizations, if these communities had not set up the schools, governments throughout would have been struggling to provide educational facilities.
And that's it from business for tonight. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Coral Island players return to Kachi Rugby. And Fijian badminton rep to feature in New Zealand competition. There's some more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from I-Taukei. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Coral Rugby makes its return to the Vodafone Kachi Rugby Tournament this year after being forced to withdraw from the annual event following Tropical Cyclone Winston that wreaked havoc on Coral Island in 2016. The team management says they've had to make a lot of sacrifices to be in Suva for the tournament, but they're happy to be back. Meli Tavanga reports.
After missing out in the Kachi Rugby Tournament since 2016, the three Coral Island Kachi Rugby teams are here to make a difference.
Us are coming to Suva. It's just for them to come and know each other, know other students from other schools, especially from other districts,
and to expose their talent.
Preparing the team in the Maritime Island was not easy, but they have managed to pull through.
The transport problems for us to take students to campsite, and also as a lot of parents are farmers, they found it hard to give the amount of money that each student have to give.
The Lomaiviti-based teams have 58 ruggers who will feature in the under-12, 13 and 14 categories.
Came yesterday only for 1 day, just to develop the skills.
The Tier 2 competition starts tomorrow, where the under-12 and 13 teams will compete against Ngau at 9 a.m. tomorrow at Suva's ANZ Stadium. However, the under-14 side will form a team with Ngau to compete in the main Kachi Rugby tournament, which kicks off next Monday and ends Wednesday. Meli Tawanga, FBC Sports.
The Under-19 Fiji football side will ride into its second match at the Under-19 OFC Championships tomorrow against the Solomon Islands as heavy underdogs. The Fijian side beat Vanuatu 3-1 yesterday and hopes to continue with the good momentum against the Solomons. Coach Bal Sanjo Reddy was pleased with his team's performance in the opening match and believes if they stick to their game plan, they'll be able to bag another win.
Whatever we came here for, I think we are in the right track. First of all, I would like to thank the Almighty and the people back home for the support. All those coaches who have been working very hard with me, and the parents of the players. What we try to do is basically block all the channels for them not to play the ball.
Preparations are well underway for the annual National Hockey Finals next week. Fiji Secondary Schools Hockey Association President Emmanuel Prasad has confirmed that this year's tournament will be held at the National Hockey Centre in Suva. Stella I-Taukei has more.
This year's Taka's Fiji Secondary School Hockey Super 8 National Finals will have the top 3 schools from Suva and Lautoka and the best 2 from Ovalau competing from the quarterfinals.
We are expecting quite a tough tournament because the schools have trained very hard, and they've had to fight for a place in the national qualifiers.
Logistics are in place for the competition.
And for the under-16 girls, I have 10 schools that are participating. In the under-16 boys, there are 6 boys. Under-19 girls, there are 12 girls schools, and under-19 boys, there are 10 boys schools that are participating.
Meanwhile, Gospel High School under-19 captain John Petit says the team are looking forward to the challenge.
The main thing we're focusing right now is on our bonding and communication skills. Our skills on field and everything else is fine. It's just from here on now, I just want to focus on our bonding skills and our communication skills on field and off field.
The Fiji Secondary Schools Hockey Super 8 National Finals comprising of teams from Suva, Ovalau and the West. The competition will begin from next Monday to Wednesday. Stella I-Taukei, FBC Sports.
Fiji's Youth Olympics badminton rep Chang Ho Kim will be joining his coach Robbie Thackum in New Zealand this Sunday. Kim will compete in the New Zealand Under-19 National Tournament next week and will spend another week training with Thackum. The 17-year-old Korean-born says that he knows the competition won't be easy, but he will do his best to prepare himself for the Youth Olympics.
The Youth Olympics, I'm looking forward to win in some games and play a good game with the opponents.
Organizers of the National Netball Championship say this year's event will be the biggest event yet. 400 players from 38 teams representing 12 districts will compete at the 2-day tournament at the multi-purpose courts in Lautoka beginning tomorrow. While there is only one district team from the Northern Division, Wainikeli, there will be 2 new teams competing this year, Mba and Wai. While launching the tournament today, Netball Fiji Vice President Vivian Costa says they are overwhelmed with the interest shown by netballers in the Western Division.
We're very excited to have the West come out in full force in the sense that Ba has re-established itself, and so has Nandi. And so we certainly see a whole lot of competition coming from the West, and as Punja's home, I'm sure they're very pleased to hear that.
That's it from sports tonight. Join Angie later on with weather and in new media. Fiji now has a transportation network app somewhat similar to Uber. Details after the break.
Narang gole senia, Obama kita nakas, dorong bina kape on Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibit.
Ayaw benyana kita barong on Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibisi I Toka.
Guado ilaisa Toka, rong bina na heramakawa ina Radio Fiji 1 Toka.
Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibiti.
In new media tonight, a new mobile application called Vondo Fiji can now be downloaded from Google Play, and it can link those looking for a taxi in a matter of seconds. The app, which was recently launched, is currently available in the I-Taukei area and will be rolling out in Suva and Nandi soon. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. The day was quite calm, no sign of rain or pure sunshine. Let's just say it was in the middle. Well, if you have outdoor weddings or any of the cool stuff that you are planning on, we'll find out what the weather will be like. But first, taking a look in the west, slightly sunny, but the nights are pretty chilly. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, another cool and overcast day. And up north, a bit muggy and expect a cold night. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 10:38 p.m. with high tide at 4:54 a.m. Sunrise at 6:29. For tomorrow, we all get excited when it comes to Friday. Well, let me double your excitement. Clear sunny conditions are predicted. Tomorrow's temps, bar will drop down to 14 degrees. And looking further on to Saturday, light showers can be expected, but otherwise, all good. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
So much for that, Angie. In Fiji and Pulse tonight, we asked, should neighbourhood watch zones be established in areas usually targeted by would-be offenders?
Yes, because there's a lot of drug activities going on. I think we should have a lot of police on the grounds.
We should have. So then we'll have a protected place where we are living, neighbors, people will be safer.
Neighborhood watch zones should be in those places because that can help prevent crime.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, Nambo accident victim laid to rest. Some students under TELS leave the country in debt. And eviction, a last resort for some families. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment this week, we're asking, should police arrest people on the spot for filming accidents? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day is a whale shark taken by diving instructor Jeffrey Koroy, and according to him, it's rare to see this in our Fiji waters. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ से जैसे प्रेनी नॉर्थ मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फिजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।